Sometimes a NASCAR race weekend does not even wait for the green flag to start the drama. You know those weekends where you wake up thinking it will be just another race day, and suddenly the garage area is buzzing, teams are scrambling, and fans are sitting there wondering what just happened before the race even started. This is exactly one of those weekends. Right now, heading into the race in Las Vegas, the NASCAR Cup Series garage is dealing with not one, but two big stories that have fans and teams talking all over the place. One of these stories involves multiple teams getting hit with penalties before the race even begins. The other one involves one of the biggest drivers in the sport, making it very clear that he is frustrated with what happened. And if you follow NASCAR every week, you already know situations like this can completely change the tone of a race weekend. Strategy changes, teams lose key personnel, momentum shifts before the engines even fire. So today, we're going to break down both of these stories, what actually happened in the garage at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and why this situation could matter more than people think once the green flag drops. And real quick, if you are a true NASCAR fan and you enjoy talking racing like this, take a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This channel is brand new, and the goal right now is to reach our first 10,000 subscribers, building a community of real NASCAR fans who follow this sport every single week. All right, now let's talk about the first big story coming out of Las Vegas. NASCAR officially announced that 4 NASCAR Cup Series teams failed pre-race inspection multiple times on Saturday at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Because of those repeated inspection failures, NASCAR issued penalties before the Pennzoil 400 presented by Jiffy Lube. Inspection in NASCAR is never just a simple routine. Teams are always trying to find every small advantage they can, and NASCAR's job is to make sure every car stays within the rules. When a car fails inspection more than once, NASCAR usually responds quickly. That is exactly what happened this weekend. NASCAR officials decided to eject the car chiefs from 4 different teams before the race even started. The teams involved were the number 2 Team Penske Ford, driven by Austin Cindric, the number 10 Callig Racing Chevrolet, driven by Ty Dillon, the number 16 Callig Racing Chevrolet, driven by A.J. Allmendinger, and the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet, driven by William Byron. The car chiefs who were ejected from the event were Eric Bailey from the number 2 Team Penske Ford, Troy Langford Jr. from the number 10 Callig Racing Chevrolet, Jaron Antley from the number 16 Callig Racing Chevrolet, and Jacob Bowman from the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet. When a car chief is ejected, it is not a small penalty. The car chief plays an important role in the preparation of the car and in the communication with the crew during the race weekend. Losing that person before the race even begins can create real challenges for a team. But that was not the only penalty issued. NASCAR also ruled that the drivers involved would lose their pit stall selection for the race. If you watch NASCAR regularly, you know how important pit stall position can be. A good pit stall helps drivers enter and exit pit road more cleanly and avoid traffic during pit stops. Without that advantage, teams can lose valuable track position during the race. The drivers affected by that penalty were Austin Cindric, Ty Dillon, A.J. Allmendinger, and William Byron. And that brings us to something particularly interesting in this situation. William Byron is actually a previous spring winner at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He won here in 2023. So now you have a driver who knows how to win at this track, starting the weekend with penalties and a disadvantage in pit strategy. But the story did not end there, because after the penalties were announced, one of the drivers involved made it very clear that he was not happy about what happened. That leads us to the second big story coming out of Las Vegas this weekend. William Byron openly expressed frustration after a penalty involving the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports team. According to NASCAR officials, the number 24 car failed pre-qualifying inspection twice. That automatically triggered the penalty that resulted in the ejection of the team's car chief, Jacob Bowman. The ruling also meant the team would lose its pit stall selection for the race. That disadvantage can affect race strategy throughout the entire event. Byron did not hide how he felt about the situation. While he acknowledged NASCAR's authority to enforce the rules, he made it clear that the penalty was frustrating for the team. Byron said, "It is frustrating when something like this happens before we even get on track. Our team works extremely hard, and losing a key member of the crew for the weekend definitely makes things tougher." That reaction is something many fans can understand. These teams spend weeks preparing their cars. Engineers work on setups. Crew members prepare every detail. When something like this happens before the race even begins, it can disrupt the entire weekend. The situation was not limited to Byron's team. NASCAR issued the same penalty to 3 other teams connected to Austin Cindric, Ty Dillon, and A.J. Allmendinger after similar inspection issues. Because of that, the situation quickly became a major topic of conversation inside the garage area. Teams started discussing inspection standards and the severity of penalties while preparing for the race weekend in Las Vegas. Even with the frustration, Byron made it clear that the team remains focused on the race itself. He said the team will regroup and do what they always do, which is go race. That attitude reflects the mindset many drivers have in NASCAR. No matter what happens before the race, once the green flag waves, the only thing that matters is performance on the track. Now, the number 24 Hendrick Motorsports team heads into the weekend hoping they can overcome the early controversy and still remain competitive as the NASCAR Cup Series season continues. This entire situation is a reminder of how intense NASCAR competition really is. Before the race even started at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 4 teams were already dealing with penalties, lost personnel, and strategic disadvantages. Drivers like Austin Cindric, Ty Dillon, A.J. Allmendinger, and William Byron now face the challenge of overcoming those setbacks during the race. In Byron's case, it becomes even more interesting because he's already proven he can win at Las Vegas. Now the big question becomes whether these teams can recover from the penalties or if this inspection drama will end up influencing the outcome of the race weekend. Because in NASCAR, sometimes the story of the race begins long before the green flag waves. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think NASCAR made the right decision with these inspection penalties, or do you feel the punishment was too harsh for the teams involved? Leave your opinion in the comments, because NASCAR fans always have strong thoughts about situations like this. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. The channel Revived Wheels is brand new, and the goal right now is to reach our first 10,000 subscribers. So if you are a real NASCAR fan who enjoys honest opinions and keeping up with everything happening in the NASCAR Cup Series every week, this is the place for you. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next NASCAR update.